And a huge stereotype that Asians face with, and something that's definitely embedded in culture, is that parents usually aren't that enthusiastic when their child is like, I want to go into the arts, I want to go into media, I want to be an entertainer. How was that like with your parents?
I mean, the funny thing is literally all of my cousins and family members are doctors, lawyers, violinists, and
keeping it alive.
Yeah, they're
keeping it alive.
But my brother is an artist storyboard. He is a cartoonist and a storyboarder, and I make YouTube videos. So I think our parents in particular always encouraged us to do what we love, and weirdly Michael and I just did not want to do any of the like stereotypical Asian things, and that was okay with our parents, and I think that was really cool. It is they did let us know, you know, like, we don't know exactly how to help you because this isn't what our career path was. My dad's a dentist and my mom was in hospital administration, but they always encouraged us to do what we love. And, you know, it came through a really roundabout path. I didn't know immediately what I was going to be doing even at BuzzFeed. And before I was at BuzzFeed, I was working at my dad's dental office, and then I hated that, so I moved to South Korea to teach English, and that's when I got hired at BuzzFeed. So, you know, you never really know where life's going to take you, but I would say hopefully your parents are supportive and want that for you. But if they're not, I think you have to know deep down like who you are and what you want to do. And eventually, if you can show them that you're doing something that you love, parents usually come around.
Right, and there's so much love that your mom has for you that we get to see through these hilarious BuzzFeed videos.
Oh, my mom.
And is she, do you ask her to be on it?
Yeah, she's a crazy woman. The other day I asked her to be in a video. She's like, I don't know if it's really like on brand for me. And I was like, do you want me to like talk to your manager? Like, dad, should I like email dad to see if this is on brand for you? She's so funny. Yeah, I love working with my mom. She lives in San Diego and we're based in LA. So she comes up anytime there's like a mother-daughter type video, she comes up for a couple of hours. And we get to hang out and make videos together. So that's pretty cool.
And how is moving away from home then, as you started off getting these different opportunities, you know, all around the world, and in New York and then back to LA?
Yeah.
Especially as a, you know, were you by yourself as, you know, a young girl and everything, just making that decision? It
is weird. There's a lot of things that like young women aren't supposed to do. You're not supposed to be brave or move or go for what you want. But I've kind of found that like all those stereotypes, I mean, they exist, but they're kind of self-fulfilling. So for me, it was always like just following a sense of adventure and following what I knew I wanted to do. And eventually it led me to BuzzFeed and making videos, but that was not the plan when I set out at all. And so I think it's really cool to know that like if you do pursue your passions, there is a weird path to them. It's not going to be like if you want to be a writer, the next day you're going to be writing for the Mindy Project, you know, but there's a way kind of around that. So that was an interesting process for me.
And we're so happy to see you at BuzzFeed. And Buzzfeed Violet, it is an awesome channel. And you get to work with these awesome girls on the team. And
all
you
my
guys
besties.
Yes, all your besties. And that's something that people love about BuzzFeed, is knowing that how close all your coworkers are together. And you guys always hang out, even but like outside of work as well. Oh yeah,
we incessantly hang out, and it's funny to me that people ask if we're actually friends, because like I spend all of my time with Quinta and Ella and Sarah, and this morning I was FaceTiming with Zach just because I was like gone. The weird thing is like you start getting shipped with your coworkers and people.
Astru,
Eugene Lee, like it. Everybody thinks all of us are all dating, which it makes sense. We're all like young and friends, but we're not all dating. But yeah, BuzzFeed is an incredible place because it lets young people make what they want to make and what's important to them. I think I started Violet with Ella and Andrew Gautier, who's the executive producer at BuzzFeed Motion Pictures. We started Violet a little over a year ago now, because we just felt like there weren't representations of young women that fit us. Like, yes, there's girls, and then later there was Broad City, but even that wasn't exactly the experiences we were going through. And particularly as an Asian American woman, I just felt like, you know, I've been loud my whole life. I'm not good at math. I can't play piano. Like all these things that like are
You're such a bad Asian.
Literally. And that's how I felt. And I couldn't see anytime someone was on screen as an Asian American, they were this stereotypical role that I wasn't. And so it was really important in doing Violet that I was just allowed to be me, and Quinta is allowed to be her, and she's not a black stereotype. Sarah is like an introverted kind of nerdy girl, but there's so many layers to her, and so all of us are just playing ourselves and writing our own characters. So I think hopefully that comes off as more authentic, because those are the stories that we actually want to tell. You know, we're not letting people write stereotypical roles for us and then acting in them. It's like, oh, what do we want to make?
And I think that's the power to be able to do whatever you want with that is so great at BuzzFeed. And I know BuzzFeed Violet has something really exciting coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's anticipating for it.
Yeah.
I've been watching your teasers and all your behind the scenes photos. You're like, where is it? When is it coming out? Like, we see that you're editing, but when?
I have, I guess it'll hopefully Violet, the 12-part series will be out by the time this comes out. Maybe. We've edited. It's all locked. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know exactly how much I can say, but it's gonna be different than anything we've done before. It's a longer series. It's about an hour of content total. It was the first thing that we shot that we, typically we make a video in a day and then edit it and upload it the next day. And this was the first thing that we shot. It took 3 weeks of production, another 2 weeks of post-production, and now we're going through all the process. We just had a photo shoot for the cover art and all that. So it's going to be really different.
So excited.
And I cut the trailer. Hopefully that will come out soon. It's going to come out in a way that BuzzFeed hasn't released something before. So hopefully you guys like it.
Making changes on your own. That's great. And you are the director and writer.
I'm the so on this one I was mainly actually acting. I was the creator and actor, but Brittany Ashley is one of my friends and now works at BuzzFeed, and she wrote this whole series, which is incredible. She's such a great writer. She's done stuff with Chris Reinecker before in their series. Mm-hmm. And Jared Sosa, who's another Asian American, was the director on this. And so it was great. It's so collaborative at BuzzFeed. It was cool to have built Violet for over a year now with little small videos, and then do something really long and narrative and different. So when it comes out, there'll be behind the scenes, cast interviews, the trailer, and then an hour of content. So I'm really excited for you guys to watch it.
I'm so glad that you're including cast interviews as well. And the funny thing is that at BuzzFeed, you guys have accumulated this whole internet fame, that you guys have your own fan base, you have your own Facebook page. And so do you ever get noticed on the street now?
Yeah,
is that common?
Yeah, I get noticed a lot. It's really weird. In my mind, I'm like, how do people know it's me? Like, I know,
it could be anyone.
Yeah, that literally is how I feel, though. It's like, but anytime I see a celebrity, I know obviously that it's them. It's not like, oh, is that Mindy Kaling? Obviously it is, but that feels so weird for me. I do get noticed or recognized pretty often now. Yesterday in San Jose, we went to 5 restaurants, and at 4 of them, I took pictures with people. So It's pretty weird. But I don't, it's weird because at BuzzFeed, we're all producers, we're all editors. There's no, it's not like a traditional thing in Hollywood where we're just actors and we're on set and then go chill in our trailer. So it does feel a little bit weird to have any level of internet fame, because I think above being an actor or talent, for most of us, we're just creators. Most of us started out as directors and producers, and by necessity of needing people to be in videos, it was like, well, we can't afford to pay actors, so I guess we'll act. That's really how it started. So it is cool that this has happened. And Eugene and I talk a lot about how we have pretty intense, cool fan bases, and a lot of it I think is because Eugene and I are both he's Korean, I'm Korean, Cuban, and Filipino, and I think there just aren't that many Asians who get to be main characters in things, and so I think that's been a reason that our following has grown so quickly, because we are the main characters. Eugene's a try guy, and I get to do stuff for Violet, so it's really cool at BuzzFeed. It's my favorite place in the world. I constantly am there.
There are so many people who tell me when they heard about the event, they're like, oh my gosh, my dream job is to work at BuzzFeed. And you see tons of comments oh, I wish I was working there. I wish I could be friends with them and everything. But it's so great to hear that you're having an awesome time over there.
Yep, totally. So next up, we are going to bring out our last group. Are you guys ready? Are you sad? I'm sad too, but I'm also sweating. So sad and sweating and single. It's my new memoir coming out in 2016. That's actually pretty good, right? Sad, sweating, and single. Someone write that down. Tweet it at me. It's Ashley Perez.